Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Behind the Veil Oracle. Today's topic is the state of the planet. We're going to look at the state of the planet and man's relationship and state of the planet, okay? The man's relationship in relationship to the planet, actually, okay? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I was going to use the tarot, but decided, no, let's do something new because I just got these new cards about 5 days ago, and I got them in pocket size. They're called the Pocket Archetype cards or circular cards. They come in two sizes. I decided to get the mini or the tiny ones. And yeah, and I was gonna actually, you know, read these cards in relation to the tarot, but I said, no, let's leave the tarot out because these cards are very, very different from the tarot. They're very different, and I'm still trying to get used to them. I'm trying to get familiar with them, but they're very different. They have different messages. The archetypes are like parts of our personality, like little bits and pieces of our personality. And the person who wrote and designed the cards in the book says she has a guidebook inside, and she says these are different parts of ourselves and represents everybody at different times. It also could represent whatever your question you have. So the question is, the state of the planet. What's going on with our planet? Because we seem to be having so many issues: tornadoes, earthquakes, um, volcanic eruptions, just so much going on, wildfires. And that's just in nature. And then we have so many problems within our own little, economies, our micro economies everywhere. Uh, after COVID, the next thing we knew, our rent and everything just skyrocketed. It was before COVID was this normal. You had a rent maybe $500, $800 a month. Then all of a sudden, after COVID, we have like $2,000, $3,000 rent, and what's going on? People can't afford that. It's just outrageous, and we're all very unhappy about it, but we don't really do anything about it. Um, and a lot of shows that I watch that are not related to tarot and things that talk about, political issues, say it's time for a reset. But they've been saying that for years, and I've known that as well. We needed a reset back in 2008, but we haven't done it because that would mean that everything would have to be revalued. That means like homes that are $1 million will go back down to $100,000. Do people want that? No, they want their $1 million, for their little two-bedroom home. It's overvalued. Everything's overvalued right now. Cars, trucks. My dad just bought a truck. It's for 50K. I mean, that's crazy, right? $50,000. And then he had the same truck that he bought in 2009, and it was only like 23,000. Now he just bought it in January, and it's like practically it's over double, right? It's over the double price. Okay, so it's ridiculous, just ridiculous. I mean, we're not going to be able to continue to survive in this kind of climate. So at some point, we're going to have to do something about it. And so I pulled these archetype cards just to get a new view. And what I do like about these cards is that she encourages, the lady who designed these cards encourages that we look at the cards ourselves, talk to the cards, interpret the cards on our own. She does have a guidebook that gives you, an interpretation, but some of her interpretations were kind of esoteric to me, and some of them I could relate to. But so I've decided I'm just going to go with my interpretation. We're going to start with the womb, which is the perfect card for the planet, for planet Earth, right? The womb. After that, we have the queen, the self, the bardo, which is something I never heard of, but once I read her interpretation, I understand what she's talking about. And then we have the kiss. We're in with the kiss. Um, so the womb, of course, that is, to most people self-explanatory, like a woman's womb. The earth is a womb, okay? But it's having birth pains right now. To me, it represents a womb that's experiencing lots of birth pains. And that's, everything from the earthquakes to the volcanic eruptions. It's something's going on with the planet. It's changing, and our scientists, of course, told us, oh, this is going to be 1,000 years from now, 2,000 years. No, it's right now. It's right now. The thing is, we really don't know where we are in terms of like the last ice age. We say we know, we think we know, but we really don't know. Do we really know how long it's been since the flood? Was it really 10,000 years ago, or was it just 2,000 years ago? So, we don't know. And so scientists are always saying it's just like 30 years away, 40 years away, but I don't think so. They said that about the earthquakes in California back in the 90s. It's just 30, by 2030. And now they're trying to say, but the big one's like 30 more years away. No, I think it's around right now, sometime between now and 2030. So we better really, you know, wake up. We can't keep saying and putting it off, because we got to get ready, right? So to me, this represents birth pains, the womb. And let me see what she says in the book. Um, she says in her book, it's the belly, it's the origin, it's the nest. She says, consider that Mother Earth must also have a mother. Imagine her. Imagine Mother Earth's mother. And then it says, what would honoring the feminine look like to you? Where would you begin? Imagining yourself as loved is a good place to start. And now we also talk about the feminine energy that's been neglected, highly neglected. The masculine is so dominant right now that it's causing an imbalance. I also see this triangle as a pyramid. Whenever I see triangles, I think of pyramids, hidden knowledge, the ancients, things like that. So that's what I also interpret in this card. And it's red. I love the colors. It's red, rebirth, fire, energy. Okay, so that can give us a good start on what is going on with the planet right now. She is going through some sort of birth pains. And that brings us down to the next card, the Queen. Now, the Queen, there's in history, I've always heard about bad queens. Bad queens. Not good queens, bad queens that would chop off your head. If they didn't like something, they'd chop off your head. So that's what queens represent to me. And this card, to me, is about the politicians. The politicians, something they've done or did, to our economy, to the people, without people really even realizing it until it's too late. They keep changing things on us until it's too late. Cause one recession, then everybody picks themselves up, cause another recession, then people got to pick themselves up. Then we have a pandemic, and then people got to pick themselves up again. It's just like wearing people out, right? It's wearing people down. That's what the politicians are doing. That's what the Queen energy represents to me. They keep just wearing the people out, using the people. What does she say in this book here? She says, Mother Queen, the Sovereign, the Empress. But something here is, I'm in the dark right now trying to read all this. I had to turn off the lights because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see the cards, which was really weird. It says here, the Queen does not accept the hand of a prince, but claims the throne, knowing the king draws near. She is a magnet for the fully embodied masculine and entertains nothing else or less, nothing less. So, the masculine energy is taking over, causing this imbalance. We see it through the workings of the politicians, which brings us to the next card, self, the self. Okay, and that's all about ego. I don't even need to go into this one because she has similar, explanation. It's about the self, the ego, just taking over. People concerned about self, you know, and it's okay to be concerned about yourself. You have to take care of yourself, but it's getting to the point now where we're becoming more like not caring about treating other people well. We're committing fraud. We're stealing other people's money, targeting the elderly, trying to steal their money. We're doing all this stuff, this bad stuff. Some of us, not all of us. I don't like to generalize. There's some of us really good-hearted, doing what's right, but then we also have a, a larger group of people now that probably didn't do this stuff years ago. Now they're just like involved with, you know, themselves. Only care about themselves. Don't care about hurting others, just the self. Let's see. I numbered the pages here. Um, so her interpretation is the witness, the watcher, the soul. Um, it's no surprise that two central mantras in yoga tradition concern themselves with the self experiment with Soham, I am that, and Sat Nam, true identity. So I don't know anything about that. But she says when it's in the positive, we're witnessing, we're accepting new aspects of self. But when it's negative and dark, we're disjointed, fatigued, diffused energy and purpose. She says when you see this in a spread, or when this card appears, it's a call to step back and to witness consciousness, to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the stew or the chef? In most situations, our ego draws us into the cauldron where we spin, swirl, and smolder in chaos. Yet the self is a graceful culinary dancer, watching, waiting, observing, as the spectrum of ingredients become the flavor of our life. Look in the mirror for 30 seconds or more. Attempt to see the you behind the you. Uh-oh, the you behind the you behind the veil, right? The veil, which takes us to uh, the bardo. Now, the bardo is like the in-between place. It's the holding place. It's the place where the souls wait or go to or go through from this life to the next. Very strange, right? But it's also about spirituality, saying we need to start not focusing so much on ourselves like we've been doing and start focusing on spirit, start getting back in touch with spirituality. This is the first like couple generations, maybe since the 1950s, that has been really detached from spirit. We really don't do spiritual rituals anymore as a group of people. Maybe people do it in their room, they have an altar or something, but they go to church or whatever they do. But as a group, globally, we have been so detached. All we care about is technology now. We've replaced spirituality with technology. Technology is the new spirituality. And what this is saying, what this spread is saying, we need to get back to God. We need to get back to knowing that there is something larger than us. It's called the higher power. We are connected to a higher power, and we need to start, getting back in touch with that and stop, thinking we are just the end all be all. We are God, we are God. That's the ego, right? The ego. We are God, you know. So this really makes a lot of sense to me. It's our disconnect with spirituality also causing problems with the planet. Okay, we got to get back to connecting with the planet, with Mother Earth. Otherwise, we're in a lot of trouble. We already see even some animals on the verge of extinction. They said by the 2030s, the elephants will be extinct. The beautiful and majestic elephant, only the probably ones will be around are the ones in the sanctuaries. We really got to, you know, make sure that doesn't happen, that our beautiful elephants don't become extinct. And I just don't know why man hasn't done anything about it. why governments are not doing anything about this. I give money to some charities that oversee things like this, but that's just a little bit of money, right? I mean, it helps, but not going to help, because they're still being poached as we speak. There's like they say several are poached every week. So if we don't, do something, they're going to be gone, people. Just like, we already have over hundreds of other animals now extinct, especially a lot of tigers have been extinct for years, no longer with us, because man is so disconnected and he's starting just not to show that he cares about anything anymore. I mean, do we care or don't we care? Come on, people. You want to be safe, you want to be secure, you want a job, you want to live a long life, but you don't care about others in the planet, right? Another species. I mean, how's that going to work out for us? There's such a disconnect. I could feel it. I feel it all the time. A disconnect in this world. That's why I'm talking about it. And I know you need to listen to this other reader. She just put out something called "We're All Relatable and Hateable at the Same Time." That came out a couple days ago. Very true and sad and pathetic. And I think it needs to be listened to and shared because, Ash is a mommy and she's concerned about the future for her child. So let's end this. I'm babbling on, and I want to end this because I think most of my audience only can deal with 10 minutes. So that's what my analytics say. You guys can deal with about 10 minutes of talk and then you start tuning out. So let's end it with the kiss. We have two hands embracing here, trying to hold on to each other. And that's what the kiss is, holding on, getting back in touch. It says, think back. Let's see what it says. I like this. When I read this, I was like, oh, that's cute. It says, write down the story of your first kiss. What was changed in that moment? It was about connecting with each other again, connecting, becoming one with each other or with a partner. And that's what we need more than ever than before, because we are becoming not only disconnected from our planet, our spirituality, but each other. Man and woman not getting along, races not getting along, countries not getting along. I don't know what more to say, but that's what the state of the planet is right now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, people. I love you all, and I hope this helps you think about ways you can, help the planet and help each other. Take a moment, smell the roses, think about things in a more deeper manner, a different way. Don't let people just feed you, stuff. Like you're listening to me right now, but make up your own mind. I know you all have your own opinions, but I'm just sharing mine, and maybe it could jumpstart your own opinion, or you thinking about what I'm talking about, and you might have a different view, but maybe you have a similar view too. Maybe you've been thinking about this too, about the state of the planet. We all need to be worried about it. We all need to be thinking how we can fix things. We got to send out good energy. Start praying. Start sending out good energy to the planet and each other. Okay. Take care. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's for entertainment purposes only. And that's about it. That's all I have to say. Talk to you guys later.